Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This one will be an extension of the Death of Cal video series, where people often send me recordings of Cal quitting the game in very strange circumstances, often completely unwarranted resigns. I imagine this one will be no different. It's a bit of a spoiler, knowing that he's going to quit, but we should know that in the first place, being that it's Cal. So, on this map we've got Cal. Here on the wing, we've got Kick in the pocket, and then we've got Deflozzy in the purple here is the Wookiees. He's facing off against RVA on the opposite team here on the wing. His pocket being Russian Blunt, and Este here on the wing. So this being Savannah. Tons of food here on Savannah. You can see it on the minimap, all the little huntable animals moving around. There's some flumps here that you can lure, and it looks like Este's managed to lose a worker to a flump, which is impressive. You get these little ponds sometimes, some of the players do, that you can fish in. It's a really nice spot here. 5 shorefish, that's like 1,000 food. Just put a food processor there and send them off to work. The map can be quite easy to wall for some players. I'd say this player's got a very easy wall here. RV's got not too bad of a wall here. It's a wall this area. Oh, there's a dewback as well. Wow. So a couple of flumps and a dewback. So plenty of food for people to get going. And then you've got all these fruit bushes as well. Like the map's just full of food. No need to farm on this map for quite a bit. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on what Cal's up to, because he's a star of the show here. So it being the early game, I'm going to speed up a little bit so we can get things going. See, he's luring his flumps, eating his nerfs, that's all fine. Food processor going down. I'm not sure what his wing's up to. Move to Cal. I'm going to keep an eye on Cal. Building all these houses together. Be better to maybe start doing a little bit of walling. Also gives you a bit of scouting information, you know, if a unit's walking past it to come to your base. Give you a bit more time to react to what's happening. I'm not seeing any troop centres going down in this game yet. Because the distance is not a very big distance between the players. Definitely a good map for rushing, providing not getting a wall down. A shipyard from Cal, that's a bit risky. Being on the wing. Troop centre, shipyard versus troop centre. I like where this is going. This could be an early death of Cal. Second food. Why do you need this? You've gone shipyard into food processor number 2 into troop centre. Where's the power core? How do you intend to defend yourself if you get rushed? This is ridiculous. This is so much carbon to, like, waste. You could be 2 troop centres and a power core right now. A farm? It's like watching an AI play. He's getting Mountie rushed. He should be dead by now, really. You just send your Mounties here and he's got, like, no food income. Just not building workers for ages. Okay, 30? 26? These are not good people compared to. I suppose tech times. So for whatever reason, Este's gone to the pocket rather than go to Cal here. Not the best move. Because you could have knocked all these workers off the food processors and really hampered his T3 time. You definitely want to go to your wing first when you're doing a Mountie rush. Otherwise they'll just get further ahead of you and then they'll kill you and do more damage to you than you could have done to the pocket in the first place. of scout harassment from Cal here. A lot of farms need to be placed. I'm a bit of a loss that he's gotten away with this, to be honest. He's on his way to T3. Bounties aren't going to do anything. He's just throwing them into troopers now. And then he's just going to get aired when Cal hits T3. But the amount of carbon that was just thrown around in T1 here. He should have been killed by Mounties, I think. Lucky. So in terms of the rest of the game, Kick will be on his way to T3, RV the same. Looks like there's been a bit of an attempted rush over here, but not too well because there's just a bunch of prefabs walling everything. 2 air bases going down for Cal. It's looking to be a pretty good game from Kick and Cal's side. To be honest, it really makes you wonder how this is even going to be a Death of Cal video. As far as I'm concerned, he's made it through the Death of Cal moment by Esty not killing him outright. It's a second troop centre being placed down, but that's not going to help him. It's just 4 troopers being thrown at him. He could have made the same amount from 1 troop centre. His problem's going to be when there's fighters come over. He's going to need a pocket to save him probably, but I think he's kind of just killed himself. All these workers are idle. His greatest defence is Cal not considering him even remotely a threat anymore and just sending all his air to RVA for the rest of the game. So RVA coming over to bail Esty out of his own misfortune. Russian Blunt here is, I don't know if he's T3. No. Might be a newcomer to the game. Not quite got his macros down. Not enough farms, we can see. Or these workers could be on fruit bushes. That's probably the problem, really. Like, by now, these should all be kind of eaten. These guys going to hide over here. Hopefully the fighters don't find them, because there's nothing to protect them. We just hit T3 now, you can build turrets. He'll survive. The other side of things, Kick has rallied 5 anti-air mobiles to his wing. An awful lot. Maybe a bit too many. It's a lot of carbon. Could be command centres and such. I think 1 is sufficient, maybe 2. Kick sending some strike mechs out, but it looks like most players in this game have put walls down. RV slowly adding on more and more to his territory with further walls. Expanding his iron curtain. Fighters coming in to really Esty some more. Anti-air troopers not sufficient. Some mech destroyers here from Russian Blunt, probably too many, 3. Looks like he's trying to come over and give him anti-air turrets, but it's pretty ambitious for a 1 marker. Could hide it in the mech destroyer. Or hide it in the command centre. That's some bold tech, forward heavy weapons factory for air defense rather than turret. RV trying to do a bit of raiding here with his fighters. It looks like in that moment Cal's running into his base and he's going to try and catch him with his pants down per se and do some damage to him. The wall does pick this up though, so he does know ahead of time. Gonna have to evacuate these workers though. 2 go down. Air taking a very bad approach there, that's just 5 loss for free. So now Cal has air superiority here on RVA. And typically when you're an airing player you do not have your own anti-air turrets because, well, you've got your own deterrent in the first place being your own collection of fighters. And your turret goes down, so this area is safe. He's got a Nova income and some food, but Cal's gonna fly off. He should really just camp this area on top of his production. Force RV to start collecting his air inside the air bases. Just make coordinating his forces together all the more difficult. And again, when you leave, you give him the opportunity to put down anti-air turrets as well. There's no need to come and raid Este. You could raid Este with the air that you just rally out of your air bases, because he's got so little defense for it. At this point, he's lost so many workers, it's not even worth doing. Now Kick going in and trying to do some damage with his strike mechs, but this guy's built up a lot of mech destroyers anyway, so it's all good for him. So you'll have to go up and try and find a window into RVA's base, which there is. This little pathway here. Sneaks in, and this is going to be further problems for RVA because he won't have any mech destroyers just now. Because he's pretty much just, he's got these walls, so he's had no need for them. Does have 2 bombers, which you can send over and chase these around. They'll have to be microed to do damage, or otherwise they just die, and Kick is not microing them at all, so they're just going to die. I'd say things are looking very good here for Kick and Cal's team. Deflauze is just, he's just vibing here in the corner. He's doing his own thing. Got a decent economy growing. But I'm not seeing much tech or decision making from him on what he wants to do in the game. But as it stands, it's pretty much a 3v2. Since Este sort of suicided himself in this game. RV is getting holocrons though. Not sure how many he's got. Oh, is this going to be his first one? There's another one there. 3. So Cal's hit T4. And everything's going Cal's way this game. Fort going down. He's gonna steal all this Nova. Just needs to get shields and start raiding RVA with his air. Again, how is this a Death of Cal video? Just can't fathom it. Kick getting in the middle of the map now with forward. It's all looking great. Getting that map control. Here comes the air with the shields. RV's just hit T4, so he's very behind in tech here. He'll have to hide his fighters, to be honest. He's hid them over here. He does have more. He's just going to have to weather the storm and wait for the upgrades, and then he can bring his fighters out. He is a much better air horror though than everyone else in this game, so have faith in RV's ability to do damage with his air. He does have fast fighters, which can trade fairly okay with this small amount of advanced fighters. But he might want to just wait for the shields. Shields come in. Decent trade. Didn't lose too much. I think he lost just a little bit less than Cal had there, which is pretty much great, considering he was down an upgrade. There is another wave from Cal being sent over. They seem to be about the exact same amount. So it should be on RVA to win the trade though, because he's going to have this sort of defender's advantage, meaning he can choose when to engage the army. Well, he does have a couple more than him, and with the turret helping out as well, using the flank strategies there, my secret technology. For those that don't know, there are 3 formations in the game: line, stagger and flank, and they all sort of beat one another on patrol in a sort of rock, paper, scissors fashion. So he's coming in here to do some damage to his wing, maybe just to make him feel a bit better. I assume he doesn't want to fly his air over to Cal because he's Maybe going to have more than him when he gets there. Doesn't want to lose the amount that he's got. So if his wing damaged a bit, yeah, I'll have a bit more breathing room. But he does have Kick kicking down his door now. He's wandered over from that forward. Cal building a Cal-esque army with Republic heavy mech destroyers. He's got some cannons and stuff, but a lot of units here from Russian Blunt, who should be fine to defend this. Fighters shooting at a gate. Wow. RV still doing as much damage as he can. He's got some masters out here, which will certainly be good against these armies. But this is going to be very difficult for him to deal with. You can see the Famba coming to help. That gives a portable shield generator. And with just air, this is very difficult to engage, so you will need more than one master to deal with this. Cal getting on top of these units. There's a shield down though. And now with these guys coming in with the upgrades, that's going to be too difficult for Republic to deal with. Republic do not have great mechs. Gungans have some of the best mechs in the game. You want to be throwing in grenadiers and air cruisers and all sorts of supporting units, because that's how air civs are to be played on the ground. So Kick's calling out that there's 4 Jedi temples, so be aware. RV is on the Jedi stall. I can hear a conversion somewhere. It's the anti-airs being converted. You see the Jedi there, a bit invisible. 5 or 6 of them out there, just converting bits of the army. A couple of bounty hunters coming in, that'll scare them off, I think, because they do get detected. However, with the anti-air going down, the fighters can come off and push the bounty hunters away. So this army is going to have to retreat. Which means RV is stable for now. Cal is struggling to deal with all these Gungans. He's throwing down more mech factories, but it's not really the answer, I don't think. He does technically have better upgrades than them right now. These guys could have a lot more HP though. So RV is stable, he's got his air out. A lot of bounty hunters here from Kick. Strike mech's coming to supplement the army as well. We could use some upgrades. He's going to run into the economy of Yellow here, who's pretty much got all his forces at the gates, defending. Some really good shield generators down here, some cannons, some good play. He's going to have to make some mech destroyers at home though and sort of rally them to defend all these strike mechs in his eco. Very exposed in parts here. He doesn't seem to have the strongest eco either behind this. He's probably on about 80, 90, 100 workers or something. And then that number is going to drop quite a bit here now. We'll be using these cannons as well, shoot the units. Right. Oh, so the Jedi coming into Cal's base here, converting turrets. Cal saying he's 3v1. Not really the case, is it? It's like 1.5v1. The Jedi killing a power core here. So he's lost a couple of turrets. Whereas Kick has pretty much killed the economy of the guy he's fighting, really. I mean, look how bad it is. There it is. Death of Cal. A few Jedi, and he's just lost his mind. I can't believe it. This is such a one game, really. It's like 3v1, really. Because Yellow's got like no eco now. As soon as these units die, he's got nothing. they're just gonna have to quit, I guess. That's such a bad resign. Oh, that's a bad one. It's like 6 units. Wow. Honestly, I don't know what to say. That is such a one game. Like, everything went so well for them, the whole game. And by his own delusion, he thinks he's 3v1 and the game's over. He's the big carry of the game. I mean, look what Kick's got. Right, let's have a quick look. Russian Blunt is down to 17 population. 17. 6 workers left. 6. Cal's got 96. Surely he can win this war here. Surely. Este's not even in the game. That means it's just him, Kick, and Deflozzy, who's got some bounty hunters and some troopers on the go. Doesn't have much upgrade. He needs to get some attack damage upgrades for these boys. That's pretty much a 3v1 versus like 7 Jedi boys. 7 converti boys roaming around. Pretty sure they could win that. This is a really bad one. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Death of Cal series. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.